Welcome back to our channel, Soap Fans. Today is a beautiful day to dive deep into the scandalous world of Los Angeles. Grab your coffee and get comfortable because we have some absolute bombshells to discuss. If you are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Let's be honest, guys. The tension at Forrester Creations has been building up to an explosive breaking point, but nobody could have predicted the absolute disaster that is about to unfold. I am the creator of the YouTube channel B&B for Phone, and today we are tackling a rumor and a storyline so massive that it could literally change the landscape of the show forever. Are we about to say our final goodbyes to the legendary Eric Forrester? Can you believe it? After everything this man has survived, it might be a reckless, emotionally charged moment from the younger generation that finally takes him down. We all know about the intense scuffle between Will Spencer and R.J. Forrester. The testosterone was flying. The anger over Elektra and Ivy's toxic manipulation was at an all-time high, and Will unleashed a vicious punch. But here's the surprise. The real victim of this violent outburst might not be R.J. at all. We have a terrible feeling that Eric is going to bear the physical brunt of this chaotic Spencer and Forrester clash. At first glance, it seems like Eric is going to brush this off. You know how he is? The stoic patriarch, always trying to maintain order in his design house, demanding respect, and demanding that these young boys stop acting like wild animals in his pristine hallways. Following the punch from Will, we get the sense that Eric initially appears completely fine. He might even shout them down, separate them, and send them to their respective corners like misbehaving children. But you won't believe what happens next. The suspense is going to be absolutely agonizing. We strongly suspect that the sheer physical shock of the altercation, combined with the extreme emotional stress of his family tearing itself apart, is going to cause a delayed medical emergency. Eric is highly likely to collapse and fall completely unconscious shortly after the dust settles. That's crazy. It is classic soap opera storytelling, lulling us into a false sense of security with a slow-paced plot right before hitting us with the ultimate plot twist. Imagine the scene. Eric is standing in his grand office, perhaps pouring a martini or looking at a portrait of Stephanie, believing he has successfully quelled the storm. Then, suddenly, his vision blurs, his chest tightens, and the room spins. The camera slowly zooms in on his face as the realization hits him that something is terribly wrong right before he crashes to the floor. It is the kind of cinematic, heart-stopping moment that leaves viewers screaming at their televisions. And let's not forget, this is absolutely not the first time Eric has faced a catastrophic health scare. Remember the tremors? Remember him coughing up blood and throwing himself that grand, heartbreaking final farewell party because he was convinced his time on Earth was over? I was a total wreck during those episodes. Finn pulled off a literal medical miracle to save his life back then. But his heart and his body have been through so much trauma already. If Eric sustains a more severe injury, whether it is a direct hit from Will's erratic punch or a heart attack triggered by the sheer adrenaline and stress of the fight, it could blow everything up worse than ever before. His system is fragile, guys. I love Eric. He is the heart and soul of this show. But we have to ask ourselves, how many times can one man cheat death? Can his weakened body handle the blunt force trauma or the cardiovascular spike caused by a brawl in his own company? Now, let's talk about the psychological nightmare this creates for Will Spencer. Oh my goodness, my heart actually aches for him, but I am also furious. Will has been dealing with so much betrayal. He just found out that Ivy Forrester maliciously intercepted Elektra's letter, destroying his relationship and pushing Elektra right into R.J.'s waiting arms. Will is hurting, he is angry, and he wanted to defend his Spencer pride against R.J. arrogant, Massimo Marone inherited attitude. But if Will's reckless punch is the catalyst for Eric Forrester's collapse, Will is going to be consumed by a level of guilt that could destroy him. Imagine being the young man who inadvertently kills the Forrester patriarch. The psychological burden would be immense. Will would go from being the victim of Ivy's schemes to the ultimate villain in the eyes of the entire Forrester family. This is the kind of dark, heavy storyline that defines successor characters and sets their trajectory for decades. And what about Donna? Poor, sweet Donna Logan. She is already at her breaking point trying to manage the escalating corporate war between her sisters, Brooke and Katie. Donna just warned Katie to back off from poaching Hope for the new Logan fashion house because she knows it will ignite a vicious family feud. But all of that petty business drama is going to evaporate the second Eric hits the floor. It is going to terrify Donna and the rest of Eric's loved ones. The sheer panic of watching her honey bear rush to the hospital again will be devastating. Donna will be paralyzed by the fear that he will not be able to conquer his medical challenges this time. I can already see the tears, the frantic pacing in the hospital waiting room, and the desperate prayers. Donna has built her entire world around Eric's recovery, and having that ripped away by her own nephew's violent actions is a plot twist of epic proportions. This brings us to the explosive dynamic between Brooke and Katie. If you thought their boardroom battle was bad, just wait until this hits. Katie is Will's mother. Her immediate instinct will be to fiercely protect her son, to argue that it was an accident that will never meant to hurt Eric, and that R.J. provoked him. But Brooke? Brooke is R.J.'s mother and Ridge's partner. She will be out for blood. Brooke will see Will as an out-of-control Spencer who nearly killed her father-in-law. The hostility between Brooke and Katie is already at a boiling point because of the hope for the future situation, but this medical emergency will pour gasoline on the fire. It will no longer be just about business. It will be a deeply personal, vicious blood feud. The Logan sisters might never recover from this. Will Katie be able to look Brooke in the eye if Eric doesn't wake up? But wait, there's an even darker layer to this unfolding tragedy. We have to connect this to the massive corporate power struggle currently happening behind closed doors at Forrester Creations. As we discussed on B&B for Phone, Brooke just made a highly seductive offer to Ridge to replace Steffi as co-CEO. Ridge was uncomfortable, but he actually agreed to consider the swap. Now, imagine Eric on life support while this leadership battle is raging. Steffi Forrester Finnegan is already weighing whether to fire Ivy for her toxic manipulation, but when she finds out that Brooke is trying to steal her co-CEO seat and that Katie's son put her grandfather in the hospital, Steffi is going to unleash hell. She will use Eric's tragedy to completely purge the Logans and the Spencers from the building. She will argue that the Logans bring nothing but chaos, violence, and destruction to her family. Eric's collapse could be the exact weapon Steffi needs to secure her absolute dominance over Forrester Creations. So we have to ask the ultimate rhetorical question, is Eric going to die? Are we truly witnessing the end of an era? In the soap world, we often talk about replacement actors, but let's be real, John McCook is Eric Forrester. There is no replacing him. If the writers are going down this path, it might be a permanent exit. The show has been heavily focusing on the successor characters R.J., Will, Elektra, passing the torch to the next generation. Maybe Eric's death is the tragic catalyst needed to finally push these young characters into the spotlight permanently. On the other hand, we can never underestimate the power of a soap opera miracle. Maybe Finn will step in again, or maybe Eric's sheer willpower will pull him through. But even if he survives, his relationship with the Spencers will be permanently fractured. we have to consider how this aligns with the show's current pacing. The Bold and the Beautiful has been carefully weaving these legacy storylines, reminding us of the deep, complicated history between the Forresters, Logans, and Spencers. If Eric leaves us now, his absence will leave a massive, unfillable void. Every single character, from Ridge to Hope to Carter, will be forced to reevaluate their lives and their petty squabbles in the wake of such a monumental loss. I am honestly on the edge of my seat just thinking about the emotional fallout. Will's punch might have been aimed at R.J., but it has the potential to shatter the entire foundation of the Bold and the Beautiful. The guilt, the blame, the corporate warfare, and the terrifying prospect of a world without Eric Forrester, it is almost too much to handle. What do you guys think? Do you believe Eric is actually going to die this time, or is this just another suspenseful health scare to drive the family drama? Will Donna ever forgive Will? Will Steffi use this to destroy Brooke's co-CEO dreams? Let me know all your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Keep tuning in to B&B for Phone for all your daily updates, deep dive analysis, and juicy spoilers. We love breaking down these wild storylines with you.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.